Well, hi and welcome. If this is your first video, my name is Caressa and welcome to another book unhaul. This is part 4 on my marathon of a journey. We're up to Deb Caletti on part 4. Let's just get into it, see how far we get. So the first book we have here is by Deb Caletti, A Heart in a Body in the World. I got this in a Goodreads giveaway, which means I have to review it. So for now, that will stay on the shelves. However, our next books are by Jen Kalanita. She is the author of Fairy Tale Reform School, which I am interested in, but this is her Secrets of the Hollywood Life series, and I am less interested in this. These are the kinds of books that I think I would enjoy, but only give a 3 or 4 star to. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them because I'm trying to whittle down my collection significantly, and these are not books that I see myself reaching for. I am interested in Broadway Lights, but it is the 4th book in the series, and if I'm not going to read the first 3, I'm definitely not going to read the 4th. Next we have The Forgetting by Sharon Cameron. I am a little conflicted about this book. Everybody is saying it's sci-fi, not fantasy, and I'm kind of a fantasy girl. I'm on book number 4, and I'm just having a hard time with the idea of getting rid of a signed book. It's less that it's signed and more that this author has like renowned praise. If you finish the book, you love the book, and everyone's being very hush-hush about the mystery element. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm curious. For now, I'm gonna say it's a maybe, but I'm probably gonna get rid of it in round 2. Next, we have Amazing Gracie by A.E. Cannon. This is one of my top 3 favorite books, and I have 2 copies, a lender and a keeper. Neither one of them is signed or anything. I just lent this to a friend in middle school, and they closed their locker door on it, and it's seen better days. It's out of print, so it's kind of hard to get. Next, we have Entangled. It was quite a trick to find this on Goodreads. I had to look it up by the ISBN number. Apparently the author now goes by AR Capita. I have no idea how I ended up with this book. I honestly think I bought it at Ollie's, but this book was at 2013 BEA, and a lot of people said if you're a Josh Whedon fan, this book is for you. But I've also read that Firefly did it better, so I'm gonna pass it along. I hope that wasn't a review book, because I'm gonna feel so bad if I got rid of a review book. Okay, next we have Anna Carey's Eve and Rise. I think I'm gonna keep these books because I was so interested in them, but it might have just been a cover lover. You know, when you see a cover and you love her. Let's do some research. Okay, Eve, I'm gonna pass along because it's about girls who are taught that men are sex fiends and then are tricked into multiple pregnancies, and that's just not okay, here's the thing. The book is the girl rebelling against that, leaving that world, but just the premise, it's a lot for me. I think I love the cover, but you know, it's okay to let go of books that I'm not gonna love. We're doing way better than I thought I was gonna do. Here we have The Dark Hills Divide by Patrick Carman. I am just not particularly invested in this, and I have other children books I am more interested in. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along, especially since the reviews are kind of hit or miss. There was a review that said it had aspects of Narnia and Middle Earth with a hint of Alice, and that almost made me keep it. But I'm gonna be honest with myself and know that I don't think I'm gonna pick this book up. Etiquette and Espionage, definitely gonna get rid of this. I am almost positive. Yeah, Etiquette and Espionage is gonna go. Lots of positive reviews. You know, it's werewolves and vampires and 18th century Victorian ladies, which all sounds like fun. It really does. It just doesn't sound like fun for me. I'd way rather read a fantasy or a middle grade. So I'm okay with letting this go. I'm just not this young adult audience anymore. I'm not sure I ever was. You know, other people were on board, and that's why I bought it. I thought maybe I can get on board, but As much as I love to read and can appreciate a good book, I'm just at a point in my life where I'm not reading voraciously anymore. You know, I'm not reading everything I can get my hands on, so I don't need to keep everything that I can get my hands on in terms of books. That's where I'm at. Alice Adventures in Wonderland. This is my childhood copy, and it has an inscription from my mom, so I am going to keep this one. I have such a complicated relationship with Alice. I would say that I hate it, but also that I love it. This next copy of Alice in Wonderland was my lender copy, in theory, but also it's a copy I got in college when I studied literature in college. I didn't study literature in college. I studied math. I took a class where I studied Alice. Anyway, I don't need this copy of Alice anymore. I have this one, and it's not like people are asking me for a copy of Alice. Next, I have this copy of Alice, which is a Parents Magazine press. This was from my grandfather's house, so I'm going to maybe it and ask my mom what she knows about this copy, because it's like a book club edition copy, and I'm not keen on keeping those, but also it's probably from like the 60s or something, so it's from 1964. So I will have to ask. Next we have Alice in Wonderland and Philosophy, Curiouser and Curiouser. This is a book that I got because I was consuming Alice with such intensity for a while that I just needed to hear people talk about Alice. Anyway, I've like read some reviews about this, and a lot of people are like, it's nothing interesting, but I'm gonna keep it. Because, you know, truthfully, I just enjoy Alice content, and there will be a time in my life where I want to hear people talk about Alice again. So we're gonna talk about Mart. Listen, I have a story about Mart. When I went to see Cassandra Clare at a signing in Ohio, look, I know it's cringe, but it's a part of my history. We had a long time to wait before we saw Cassandra Clare and also Lisa, what's her name? She wrote the Gone series. Anyway, while we were waiting to see Lisa McMahon and Cassandra Clare, I read the first bit of Mart, and boy, I loved it. I know it's cringe, I know it's very YA, but I wanted to read the whole thing so bad. The bit that I got into this book, I was hooked. I'm keeping Mart. I want to read it again. I know that it's going to be crazy cringe, and I just don't care. That being said, I do not see myself continuing on in the series and falling in love with this series. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pass along the rest of the series. I think having Mart for now is a good starter for me. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the I Tell You I Love You, but then I'd have to kill you Gallagher Girls series. I never collected the first book. I just have the second, third, and fourth book, and I don't really see myself picking them up, but I am going to keep Heist Society and Uncommon Criminal. I read Heist Society. I gave it 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun. And I will read Uncommon Criminals. I think it's a trilogy. Don't have the third book. But, you know, if I ever see it, I will pick it up. I'm already talking about buying books on my book Unhaul, where we have made it to Carter. That's not a good indication. Alright, we have 3 more books here, one of which I'm definitely keeping. Bitter Blue is the 3rd book in the series. Graceling is first. I do want to read Graceling and the entire series, so I am going to go ahead and keep this one. Next we have The Selection, another book that was huge, and I do want to read it, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I don't know if I'll read the whole series. You know, I really think these books are popular because they have pretty dresses on the covers. I will keep at least the first book in that series. Finally, we have Summer and Bird by Catherine Catmull. I'm aware how unsatisfying this is, but I am going to maybe this book. There's a lot of mixed reviews, but people say it's like a Neil Gaiman novel, that it's very fantasy, very lyrical. Also, it can be a bit slow and a bit whimsical. but it all sounds like things that I like. So, I find the synopsis a little confusing. I think I would have to read a couple pages and see where I fall. Okay, so we actually did like super well on the shelf. I really expected to get rid of 1 or 2 books, but instead we got rid of all of these, which is really good. So I got rid of 15 books. I'm very excited about that, especially with 2 very questionable keeps on the shelf. Nothing truly makes me happier than talking about books. I think you can tell that. I'll see you next time. Bye.